guys, today I'm going to do my second part, or my kind of follow-up to the best and worst soap and glory video I did last year. So many people have requested that I film the second part of this video. I filmed it, I think, do you know, it wasn't last year, it was the beginning of this year. I probably filmed it in about March time, and almost immediately, within a month, I realised I was going to have to do a follow-up because I'd bought several products more. But because it was such a big video, I didn't want to follow it up with something that talked about like 4 products. So I wanted to wait until I tried everything I want to try. And recently, again, I've had an influx of requests. So although I still have a couple of things I'd maybe like to try from Soap and Glory, I've probably tried the bulk of what I'm going to try for quite a while. They've recently brought out some, I think they're called Sugar Crush or something. It's a whole range that smells a little bit like, what's the name? Ice cream soda, and I don't like that at all. So I was kind of waiting. I knew they were bringing out something new, and I was kind of waiting to see what it was going to be. And I've tried it and I don't like it, or I've smelt it and I don't like it. So I thought this was the time to make the video. There is one thing that is missing, and that is on my desk at work. So I'll talk about that first of all, so I don't forget. And it's the Smooch Operator little lip balm pot. It smells, oh my god, it smells amazing. Coconut. If you don't like coconut, you'll hate it because it smells really, really strongly of coconut. It's so moisturising, and it leaves like this glossy look. So it looks like a balm in the pot, just like a clear yellowy kind of balm. And you put it on your lips and it just kind of melts in and creates like a gloss. So it's a really, really nice kind of dual purpose product because it leaves your lips looking kind of glossy, not balmy. But it does really do something nice. At this time of year, I've got so many lip balms on the go, and it's one of my favourites. So that's definitely a thumbs up product. I'm going to go through cosmetics first of all. I've got them all in front of me, all the cosmetics I've tried. If I do duplicate everything, I apologise, or anything rather, I apologise, but there are some things I wanted to mention again, and some things that, for example, I think that I'd only tried the Thick and Fast Mascara. I maybe had tried the lip gloss, but I don't think I mentioned it in the last video. So I thought I'll talk about all the cosmetics that I've tried in case there's any of them that you wanted to know about and you don't want to go back and watch another 15-minute video about Soap and Glory, just to find out about one product. So these are the cosmetics that I've tried. Kick-Ass Concealer, which is this one. It has 2 shades of concealer, kind of a yellow shade and a peachy shade, the yellow for the redness and the peachy for under eye darkness. And then it also has a setting powder, and it has a mirror somewhere there, so it's kind of like a flippy thing. And my main bugbear with this is the product packaging, sorry. It doesn't stay together, it never really did stay together. And the fact that I kind of want the mirror to either be on both sides or just on the powder side, because quite often I'll kind of touch up throughout the day. I think this is a great thing to have for travel, or even just to have in your handbag, because you've got a little bit of touch up, quite a thick base, and then you've got a powder as well. But what I want to be able to do is kind of open it up like a compact, take a little bit of the powder and kind of get rid of little areas of shine that I might have throughout the day. But it's just a tiny little thing, but it really bugged me that it wasn't where I wanted it to be. Whereas I'm sure if the mirror had been on the other side, I would have been bugged because I wanted it with concealer as well. You can't win, but I do think it's very, very nice concealer. It's very creamy and thick. I'd liken it to kind of Boing from Benefit. Very, very nice. And for the price, I think it was maybe £10. For the price, I'd definitely repurchase. However, it is a little bit thick for me, for my under eyes. It did crease a little bit. It took me a long time to discover that though. As you can see, I used it a lot. I did hit pan on the peachy shade. And I would still go back to it. It's just that I did find that it was a little bit thick for me under my eyes. And at the moment I'm using kind of drier concealers, but it is very, very nice. If you like kind of the Bobbi Brown and the Benefit concealers, you'll like that one. Something I didn't like from the Soap and Glory makeup range was the Arch de Triomphe Brow Shaper and Highlighter. And it's basically like a chubby or a thick pencil. And it's got the brow shaper on one side, and it's got the highlighter on the other. Now, what is the shade of this? I'm not sure. I would have got like ash or whatever, but I've kind of got a feeling that there was only one shade of this. And the brow pencil is okay. You've got to press on quite hard to get anything to come off. If you see, it's not really doing what I want it to do. You've got to really kind of scrub on. But it's not particularly waxy, which I do like. it's not particularly good either. Like when you do scrub on, you get these kind of little darker patches. It's just not very good. I think this was, I don't remember, this was between £5 and £10, but I was disappointed because I liked most of the other things I tried from Soap & Glory. And the worst thing about this is the highlighter side is so chalky. Let me show you. It's like, you would expect it to be a little bit shimmery or something, but it's just really chalky and it doesn't blend very well. I don't know if it's going to show up on camera, but you can kind of see where it's settled into all the pores on my hand. It's just not very good. And I tried it and I tried it and I tried it and it just didn't work for me. I'm going to do a big review of several different eyebrow products that I've tried, because when I was very, very blonde, I tried thousands of them. It felt like so many, to try and find the right product that did all the things I wanted it to do. And I was so hoping this was going to be it, and it wasn't. I really didn't like that. I have two eyeliners. The Small de Colle, which is a waterproof eyeliner, and it's got like the eyeliner on one side, and it has a pencil sharpener on the other side, which I really like. And then I have the Super Cat, which is a liquid black, which I can never open. There we go. Like a felt tip liner. The Super Cat is just a basic felt tip eyeliner. If you, I don't know how much these were. I think they were maybe £5 each. There's one from Collection 2000 that does the same thing, that's less money. And I'm just not all about the felt tip eyeliner. I'd seen so many people rave about this on YouTube and I thought I had to have it, and it wasn't that great. I found that it was a little bit too firm, it dragged along my eye, and it created kind of this not nice looking line, kind of a jagged line rather than a smooth line, and just generally I didn't really like it. And you can see all the teeth marks on the lid because of all the times I've tried to get it off. So many times I've pulled it and pulled it and pulled it and then got it all over my hand. So in the end I just resorted to pulling it off with my teeth, and I've hardly used this, maybe like a handful of times compared to my other ones. And I keep going back to it and trying, and I just don't really like it. But I think that's more my bugbear with felt tip liners. And if you do like felt tip liners, I don't think it's better than the Collection 2001 that is a fraction of the price. So although it's not expensive, you can still get one that's cheaper that's as good or better. And the Collection 2000 ones actually come in several different colours as well. The Small de Colle, the waterproof eyeliner, I actually really like. This is very, very similar to the Urban Decay 24/7 liners. It's not quite as budge proof, I'll give it that. It's not, I can't say that it's as good, but it's nearly as good. And for this, I think this is £5, and the Urban Decay ones are £13 or £14 now. You can't go wrong with this. Unfortunately, there is just one colour, which is not working in its favour compared to the Urban Decay counterpart, but I would purchase this again. I really like that it's got the pencil sharpener on the end. I used that pencil sharpener for all of my other eyeliners, and yeah, very, very good product from the drugstore. From the drugstore. Thick and Fast mascara, I didn't like it. There's not much more I'm going to say about it because it just didn't work for me. It's a lot like the Bad Gal from Benefit. So if you like that, you'll probably like this, but I don't like the wand. It doesn't work for my eyelashes. It has to be kind of a plasticky, finer bristled wand, like a shorter bristled wand for me, for it to work for me. And this did nothing at all. It's very, very personal. It's one of those things that it's kind of like foundation. It's so difficult for me to say, I don't like this, so you can't like it. Mascara, so many people love that mascara, but it doesn't work for me. So it's not kind of a wonder mascara. If you've got really, really crap eyelashes like me, you might still want to stay with your favourite, tried and tested, whatever. L'Oreal Volume Million Lashes are my ultimate favourite, but One by Maybelline is also very, very good. But those kind of plasticky bristles work better for me, which is why I don't like that, but lots of people do. And the last cosmetic product that I've got is the Sexy Mother Pucker, which I think was, once upon a time they only did 2 products in the cosmetic range, and this was one of them. And I do like this. I might try it in different colours. It gives that tingle, it gives that plump. I think it might be £10, and that's a little bit more expensive, a little bit more than I'd like to spend on a lip gloss. I wish I had the prices in front of me. Some things I definitely know, but the cosmetics are a bit, I've obviously not really concentrated on buying them, but it's nothing that I would kind of say, I really need to purchase this again. Nothing that has done something amazing, but it is kind of plumpy, and it does the same kind of thing as the Too Faced one used to do for me, and it's a decent product, I suppose. It's just, it's not wowed me enough that I will definitely repurchase. Now, onto the skincare. Briefly, I'll speak about these because I think I spoke about these in my last Soap and Glory video. The Righteous Butter in the pot, and then the Righteous Butter body lotion. And I bought the body lotion thinking it's going to be it's more cost effective, better value, because there's 300ml in this pot and it's thicker and it doesn't soak in as well, and obviously it's not quite as easy to apply as the pump. And there's 500ml in this, and I think this is 10.50 and this is 10. So in theory, this is a better deal. However, I've got to the point now in the bottle where the pump is actually too short to get what's in the bottom of the thing. So I have to kind of have it at a side and wait for it to get to a certain, like I have to hold it on its side, wait for it to get to a certain level, and then it will take some up. But that is kind of an issue for me. I think that if I was to repurchase one of these, I'd probably buy this one. It is a bit more luxurious. I liked applying it more. Although it's a bit more of a pain, I don't actually reach for this that often. So it's not like because it's in a pump I'm using it more. I'm probably not. And it's not quite as moisturising as this one was. So it's kind of swings and roundabouts. It's going to be down to personal preference, but I think economy-wise, I think there's a bit of a false economy because the pump can't get it all out. I know I'm going to end up getting it all out. I'll cut it or I'll like hit it on my hand or whatever. I'll find a way to get it out. It's just, it's not like a cleanser or a shampoo. I can't kind of dilute it with water and try and get more out of it. It's not quite as better value as I thought it was going to be. And I did prefer having it in the pot, and it just smells so good. They all smell so good, but it does smell so good. But if I was to repurchase, I probably would go for the pot. And I think in my last video, I was singing the praises of the lotion version with the pump because I thought it was going to be better value, and it wasn't. Missed you madly. I think on the last video I said that the one I'd had went off and I got a new one, and I actually really do like it. I don't use it on my skin that much. I'll maybe kind of spritz myself after I've got out of the shower because I use Clean On Me, which is, they've all got kind of the pink range scent. Which I've been told smells a bit like Cocoa Mademoiselle, and I've been to smell that and it doesn't smell that much like it. I think if you like Soap and Glory and you want something that smells like it, buy the Soap and Glory perfume that's like £15, not Cocoa Mademoiselle that's like 50. Just, you know, a budget tip for you. Or buy this, because this also smells exactly like it, but I'll use this on my skin. Lee uses this all the time. You would be shocked. He comes downstairs and I'm like, why do you smell like Soap and Glory? He actually really, really likes it. So he goes off to work in the morning smelling like a girl. But he seems to really like it. It's a flirty floral fragrant body spray. Floral, I don't know, because I'm not a huge floral fan, but it's very, very sweet. And like I say, spritz it on myself after I get out of the shower sometimes, but I also spritz it on my bed linen, and everything smells like Soap and Glory. It smells really, really nice. So I do like that, and I think that's really cheap as well. I think that's about £5. Peterson Clean I've mentioned before. Never stop talking about Peterson Clean. It's my favourite cleanser, and I know I spoke about it in the last video, but I just wanted to mention it again in case you didn't see it, and in case you are not aware, and in case you are finding this video for the first time when looking for Soap and Glory things to try. This is amazing. It is a little bit, not harsh, but it's not going to be great if you've got uber sensitive skin, because it has got very active ingredients in it, and I'm used to it now. I'll put it on my face as a mask. I'll put it on like a thick 6 or 7 pumps, and I'll put it on like a big thick lotion, and I'll leave it for like a half an hour to an hour and then go and wash it off. I don't generally tend to use my Clarisonic with it once I've left it on for that long, because it would be a little bit abrasive and my skin would be a little bit sensitive. But if you've got very sensitive skin, you might want to steer clear of this because it's very active. If your skin is normal or just not so sensitive, then definitely give it a try. It's so smoothing. It clears my skin. When I stop using it, I really tell the difference, and I need to have this all the time, and it smells amazing. It smells like sweet peach and mint. Oh, it smells so good. Cannot tell you how amazing that is, and I wish they made a whole range of things that smelled like that. I would put them all over my body every minute of the day, and if they made a perfume, I would buy it. But just amazing, amazing, amazing. Just try it unless you've got very, very sensitive skin, is my advice. Heal Genius is something else that I mentioned in my last video, and I don't think that I gave it that much praise. I didn't like it when I first tried it, because what I want from in a foot cream is something that I can massage in. Whether it's me that's doing the massage, or I've given it to my husband and I ask him to do a massage, he'll start massaging my feet, and just, it gets tacky and it goes bitty and weird, and it's like, that's it, done. And it just ruins the whole foot massage. So that is the main reason that I didn't like this. However, I have started using it as you're supposed to use it. I don't generally wear socks Just generally, I don't wear socks, but I definitely don't wear socks at night. I have the fan on. Even as cold as it is right now, I have the fan on my feet every single night. I've got weirdly hot feet. But during the day, recently, my feet have got a little bit cold. So I've been putting this on, putting some socks on, and it makes a really big difference. So if you use it as it is intended, rather than for a massage, it is very nice. It's just that I think that I kind of wrote it off straight away because I expect a foot cream to be something that I can treat myself to a foot massage with. It's not that kind of product. It's more for people that haven't got that time and they just put it on the feet, put some socks on, and it does its work without you even worrying about it. So it's a very nice product, and I apologise for giving it a bad rap previously. But now I'm using it properly, it is very, very nice. And the same as with the Peterson Clean, that also has like fruity acids and things and it smooths. Someone did tell me that they used Peterson Clean on their feet because their skin, like their face was a little bit too sensitive for it, and that it really smoothed the skin on their feet. So if you've tried it and it is too sensitive for it, or you are too sensitive for it, then give that a go. Fabpore Hot Cloth Cleanser. This is basically the Soap Glory version of the Liz Earle hot cloth cleanser that's very, very popular amongst bloggers. This smells a little bit nicer than the Liz Earle to me. It smells very similar, but it smells maybe a little bit nicer. It does basically the same thing. The only thing is with the Liz Earle, it's thicker and you can use it on your eyes and it won't sting or whatever else. Whereas this, I found when I used this on my eyes, it did sting a little bit. Like I could put the Liz Earle pretty much in my eye, I think, and it wouldn't hurt at all. Whereas this did. So I don't know what the difference in ingredients is, but it does say, it does say avoid direct contact with your eyes on the back. But for me, a hot cloth cleanser, the whole point is that you can take all of your makeup off. I use it first, and then I use my Peterson Clean. So if it is a little bit difficult to get your eye makeup off with it, or it hurts a little bit, then it's not really doing the job. But it depends on what you're using it for, and I maybe have more sensitive eyes than other people, but I don't think that I do. But if you just use it for the rest of your face, it's very, very nice. It's comparable to the Liz Earle, and you can purchase it in Boots, which is easier because Liz Earle you have to order it online because very few places actually stock it. But yeah, it's not for me. It's not for me. I'll continue to use it. It's just irritating to my eyes, and so irritating because I can't use it as I want to. Make yourself youthful. I can never say that. Make yourself youthful. Rejuvenating face serum. I'm actually all out of this now, but I've kept it for this review, and I really liked it. If you've tried the Wish Upon a Jar, which I also am obsessed with, I've started using it again a couple of nights ago, and that's kind of a 30-day or a 60-day treatment. What's it? A collagen treatment. I think it's 30-day, but you use it for so long, and then you stop using it for, say, 3 months, and then you start using it again. It plumps up your skin. It makes everything nicer. It really, really does. And for one point, I was using it as my night cream all the time, and I have repurchased that previously. But it smells like chocolate orange, and so does this. So I was using this, and then I was using that. And I think at the moment that would be a little bit heavy for my skin. But when my skin was particularly dry, when I was pregnant and when I just had the baby, this was really, really good. It's very moisturising. Most of the serums that I've tried kind of sink into your skin and your skin feels completely dry, and then you put a moisturiser on. But this in itself feels quite moisturising. So if you were looking for a light moisturiser and an anti-aging treatment, this will probably do double duty for you. Or if you've got very, very dry skin, then this would kind of layer on the moisture. But if you've got oily skin or you don't really like heavy anything, I wouldn't put both on if I were you. But I did like this. I don't know if it did anything really. I think all the anti-aging stuff's a little bit of a con really at the end of the day, isn't it? But I'm sure you, like me, would like to continue to use these wonder products, because then when you are older, you'll know that you tried your best to look younger. And I have the last, it's the last product, and then I've got kind of a bonus product. It's the Fabpore Facial Peel. First of all, it's a mask, and it's not a peel-off mask. I don't know why they called it facial peel, but it's very, very good. I'm almost out. I've used a lot of this. It's got kind of little specks of blue. I don't know if that's picking up on the camera, but it's kind of a clay kind of mask. And it's got little flecks of blue that are little beads. It smells so like fresh and minty and but you kind of rub it into your face, and I generally will focus on this area and then I'll put the rest on everywhere else, because obviously it is more for your pores, and that's where I struggle. But you kind of rub it in and rub it in till all the little blue beads have popped, and you'll see them smear all over your face. And just make sure it's all rubbed in, and I give it a good rub. I don't know whether you should, but it starts to tingle, and that's when I feel like it's working. But that's just my weirdness. So yeah, I rub it in and rub it in, and then I leave it for like, I leave stuff on for a long time, but I reckon probably 10 to 20 minutes would do. I could leave it on for hours. Face masks for me, once they are on, they are going to get the absolute longest possible amount of time to do their job, because once I've washed it off, it's gone. And I'm a bit tight with things like that. So that's why I leave face masks on for a really long time. But I probably leave mine on for a couple of hours. And you can absolutely, honestly see a difference in your pores. I don't know how long it lasts. The next day, they could be back to normal. But if it was something like you were taking photographs, or you were going on a night out, or it was your wedding or whatever, then you could just kind of put it where you want to reduce your pores, then rinse it off, and I swear to God you will see a difference. Like I said, don't know how long lasting it is, I've not tested that, and the next day it's very difficult to say they're the same, are they larger, are they smaller. It's just because, you know, when you first wash it off, everything seems so shrunken and diminished. So like I say, don't know how long it lasts, but it is effective and it does do something, and if you used it several times a week, then you'd probably continue to see the effect. But I don't, I just kind of use it every so often. There's lots of other masks that I prefer for my skin. But when my pores do seem enlarged, or when I've done something like a steam and a deep cleanse, then I'll use that, and I'm always really, really impressed. This is such a long video, but you know, this is what happens when I do a big best and worst. And I haven't really separated it into best and worst like I did last time. I just kind of wanted to tell you what I thought of everything. There's not really anything that I've tried recently that I've really, really disliked. There were a couple of the cosmetics that I didn't like. And other than that, it's just kind of, does this work, does this not work? There's not anything that I've really, really disliked. So yeah, I'm really big on Soap and Glory, and it's very difficult for me to find something that I would say is the worst product. But this is my last thing that I'm going to talk about, and it looks a bit grubby now because I've had this for months. This is actually £7. I know how much this was, and it's a hair turban. And when I bought it, everyone said, you have spent so much money on a hair turban, oh my God, you've been ripped off. And I didn't really realise where you could buy hair turbans from, like Primark and Poundland and all those places. And so afterwards I thought, well, yeah, okay, it probably was ripped off a little bit, because I shouldn't have paid £7 for a hair turban. However, this hair turban is amazing, and since then so many people have said to me, where can you buy them, etc., because they've gone and bought them from Primark or Poundland and they haven't been very good. And I tried them out. I looked at the Poundland ones and they're very thick and they're kind of plasticky, and it just doesn't look as good. This is really thin, and I swear it does dry your hair. And even if it didn't dry my hair, it's so light, it's not pulling down on my hair, it's not going to fall off. I could lie down on the sofa, get back up again, and it will be on my head. And I showed in the haul video, actually, I think it was New to Me from S&G, I think I called it, how you can use this. It's really, really easily. You put it on with the button at the back of your head, then you twist it, and then there's a little elastic band on the other side that you put onto the button. Really, really, really easy to use. I use it every single time I wash my hair. The first one I had, the button popped off. I contacted Soap and Glory and told them, and they sent me another one. So yes, some of them might be a bit dodgy, but if you do get one that's dodgy, tell them and they'll send you another one, because it's £7 for a hair turban at the end of the day. But would you spend £7 on a towel? Because that's what this is replacing. It's replacing my hair towel. So I'm very impressed with this. I would definitely purchase it again, and I know £7 might sound a lot of money for a hair turban, but it's basically a towel, and I would spend £7 on a towel. I don't know about you, but I no longer need a towel for my hair. So there you go. And I don't rough dry my hair or anything. I just put it in that completely wet, and then when it's kind of partially dry, I'll comb it through and leave it, and I don't generally have to blow dry my hair. So it is a good thing to have if you like things like that, or whatever. So yeah, I know this has been the longest video ever. I make long videos, but wow, this was a long one. The last one must have been this long. Maybe, I don't know. I'm still talking. I'll go now, because I'm not going to edit this video down at all. I'll miss things out otherwise. So I'm sorry it was so long, but I hope that for those of you that actually did want to see this video, you will actually sit through and watch it. If you have any other requests for videos, let me know. And thanks for watching. Check out my other ones, and I will see you later. Bye!